Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we are here in Maribor, Slovenia.
Maribor is the second largest city in Slovenia with a population of 96,000 people, and it's quite close to Austria and Hungary, which is why we decided to come here, because it was only a short bus ride from Budapest. This is the first time we've ever been to Slovenia, so we're super excited to see what this country has to offer. I know there's great food here and there's also great wine, so we're going to have some later. And because we're not here for super long, we're just going to try to pack in as much food as we can in this first impressions video of Slovenia, or Maribor specifically. So now let's go to a brunch place where we're going to have some Slovenian food and of course wine.
So our first stop is Malca Mimogrede. I'm sure I completely butchered the name. The waiter told us how to say it, but it was very difficult. And we are here for some Slovenian food. Now this place came highly recommended. It had great reviews on Google as well. And we ordered two different dishes. We're going to start with the soup, and then we have a pasta dish coming up. But we chose the option that allows us to get a wine paired with each dish. It's 10:30 in the morning right now, but so maybe that's a little bit crazy to be ordering wine, but this region, as we mentioned earlier, is known for wine. So we had to get something. This is called Zvers or something like that. Again, probably butchering it. And I don't even know if this is a red or white wine. Like, there was conflicting information online. Obviously it looks like a white wine, but it's got this orange reddish hue to it, and it's very bizarre. I don't think I've ever had a wine that looks quite like this, so I'm excited to try it. Let's see. Oh, that's really good. It tastes like a white wine, looks like a white wine, so
It's a white wine.
I guess it's a white wine. People in the comments, please let us know. By no means are we wine experts. I'm sure plenty of people will be educating us on wine during this entire video, but yeah, it's really, really good.
This restaurant is actually quite unique because it changes its menu every week. They, I think, only have one dish that's constant on the menu, and they only have 6 to 7 dishes, and they only open between 10 and 3 p.m. So it's really a brunch place, and if you want to come here, make sure you come during those times. I think it's even closed on the weekends. So what we have here is a beetroot soup. It's called Basilica, I think, and it comes with barley. It says barley push in the translation. I don't know what that means. I think you can have it with yogurt as well. And obviously it comes with the wine that Brandon drank first. I think it's a white wine. It's really sour. Let's try the soup. Oh, there's the yogurt. I found it. So we did get it with the yogurt.
Buried in there.
Yeah, it's such a huge bowl.
No.
It looks delicious. Let me get some yogurt. Oh, I love beetroot taste. It also tastes like tomato to me, but maybe I'm just imagining that because of the color. Yeah, it's really good. I really like the barley in it and the cream. It kind of tastes like sour cream. I don't know, but I love the yogurt on top. I feel like we're going to be really full after such a big bowl.
So this seems a bit strange, eating beetroot soup at 10:30 in the morning while drinking wine, but I mean, I don't know. Is that what people do in Slovenia? Probably not. Very strange. It smells delicious, and as Ani said, it really does smell like tomato. It's got like this acidic smell. So let's see if it tastes like that. It doesn't taste like tomato to me. It smells like it. It's got that very earthy beetroot taste. The buckwheat has this nice little chew to it. It's still almost like al dente. Can you say that for buckwheat? That's got like a little bit of a crunch or something to it. It's really good. It tastes very healthy, very earthy, and pretty good way to start the day. Our next dish is mamini žlikrofi. I'm sure, again, absolutely probably butchered that, but this was something that we really wanted to try when we came to Slovenia. It's basically a Slovenian pasta. It almost looks like a deep fried ravioli with breadcrumbs on top, and it comes with this sweet sauce. And apparently the translation means mom's slippers, which I guess I can see from this little rectangular shape. Yeah, I think they're filled with beef inside, shredded beef, but I guess we'll see. So wait, I'll try it without the sauce first, actually. That's so good. Yum. It does have this like shredded meat texture. It's almost like a meatball of some sort. It's got these herbs inside. It looks like it's got a good amount of fat in it as well. Beefy taste, but I think it's gonna go really well with this sauce. It's so much better with that sweet sauce. I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's either cranberry. I guess it wouldn't be lingonberry. We're not in that region of the world. Yeah, these are really good. With the sauce, it's perfect. I'm curious to see how you're gonna like it for sure.
I actually thought these were sweet on the photos before we came here, but they're not, so I'm quite happy about that. And this is the dish that they always have every week, because it's a very traditional Slovenian dish. Yeah, I love the meat flavor. And it's almost, you bite into them, and it almost feels like sugar on the outside, but I think it's breadcrumbs, that's what he said. So even when you bite into them, I feel like, I thought it was like cinnamon or something, especially because of the sweet sauce.
Tricking your brain.
Yeah, it's really delicious, and I really like how thick the outside is, the pasta. Yeah, delicious. And this one came with a Pinot Grigio, I think. I like this one. This one really tastes like grapes, like sour grape juice. We're not wine experts, as you may know. But this is really, really good. These dumplings, they're really unique, and they kind of remind me of a pierogi, actually. Like the outside batter doesn't really remind me of pasta that much, and I think you can even get them with different fillings. I think I read you can get them with potato fillings, so that's quite interesting. I really like the crumbs as well. They give it like a crunch.
Yeah, these are so unique and they were so delicious.
Divine. One thing that's really cool about Maribor is it looks really medieval, and there's all these like little side streets that you can walk down. It almost reminds me a bit of being in Scotland or something. Where else? Austria, yeah. And we found this witch restaurant or something. I think it might be permanently closed, but it looks so cool.
One of the main attractions in Maribor is actually this thing behind me here, and this is the oldest vine in the world. It actually holds the Guinness World Record for the oldest vine in the world as well, and apparently it's survived invasions, fires, all sorts of different events, and it is still here. You can actually get wine from this wine house behind us here. I don't know if you can get wine made from this grape, because apparently it still bears fruit, which is really, really cool. It's essentially a symbol for the rich wine culture here in Maribor and in Slovenia in general. So, pretty cool attraction, you should check it out.
Steal it.
Steal it. Make our own wine.
Maribor is actually located at the Drava River, which makes it super beautiful. It almost reminds me of places in Switzerland where we visited before, or Porto in Portugal. I don't know, especially because there's these restaurants here, and there was even a rock bar that was pretty cool because we went there yesterday. And it's just beautiful weather as well. Today's Valentine's Day, but it's 14 degrees, I think.
Beautiful day, beautiful Valentine's Day. I think this area in general is called Lent along the river. I don't know if it actually comes from the religious holiday or whatever, or why it's called that. Maybe people can let us know in the comment, because we're done and we didn't research it yet. But
we're also not a history channel.
No, we're not a history channel.
As you might have noticed.
Yeah, but it's really, really nice. It's really beautiful.
There's a really cool footbridge that connects both sides of Maribor, and it seems like it's entirely made out of wood. It makes it really cool.
Yeah, we're gonna walk across it, and then we're gonna go back across the steel bridge, which I think is called what, the Stare Most
Stare
Bridge?
Most, yeah, like in Mostar.
Mostar, which we've been before, but we were not doing YouTube at that point. But yeah, it doesn't look as cool as that bridge though.
No. You can spy on people. You can like look inside people's windows, kind of. But you never should do that. We came to a bakery for some Slovenian desserts, especially this one. This is called Bled cream cake, or cream schnitter, I think. And it is made out of vanilla cream, whipped cream, and a butter crust. I think it needs to be made very specifically so it doesn't break when you cut the cake. So obviously, mostly it's just cream. And obviously Bled is the region where the Lake Bled is, one of the most famous regions in Slovenia. And it's been around for over 70 years, I think, this cake. And let's see. Tastes like vanilla pudding and some delicious whipped cream on top, and it just tastes like vanilla, I feel like. And the top is just like some really thin layer. I think there's a similar cake in Hungary, which we actually never tried before. But yeah, this is delicious, but this is gigantic. I don't know how we're supposed to eat this.
No, I feel like that's a lot of cream to be eating between two people, or especially one person. Imagine eating this on your own.
And we got a second cake.
Yep.
But yeah, this is very yummy.
The next cake we have is basically a Swiss roll cake. So I don't know if this is a Slovenian thing, but in every single bakery we were at, they had these cakes. And they had them in a bunch of different varieties. It looks like the one that we got is some sort of walnut variety with chocolate. Maybe it's hazelnut. I don't know. Let's try it out. Reminds me of eating birthday cake back home. Because it's like that really soft, fluffy, vanilla, sugary kind of cake. And then this thick chocolate, almost icing. It's almost like a mix between icing and just like, I don't know, melted chocolate. But it's really good. I actually think that I'm probably going to like this more than the other cake, to be honest.
Try the other one.
Okay. Why not? I don't know how you possibly can cut this cake without totally destroying it, but whatever. Yeah, you're totally right. It's basically like eating a bunch of vanilla pudding with a mouthful of whipped cream. I like that. It's really good, but this one I think I prefer.
This is so good. It tastes like nuts and chocolate. I love nuts, so this is totally my jam. I think it's better than the other one. I don't really know if this is Slovenian or not, but like Brandon said, every bakery seems to have these Swiss rolls. This one is the winner. Sorry. Bled cake. But the other one's still good too.
So it turns out we're not done with desserts yet. We were just walking along the street and we came past this little shack. It's called Pekarna Male or something like that. I'm not sure if I said that correctly, but they happen to have something on the list that we really wanted to try. And it's called Štruklji. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But it's like these rolled dumplings that are filled with some sort of curd cheese and I guess sour cream. We thought that they were a savory thing, but it turns out you can get sweet. Maybe you can get savory as well. You have to let us know in the comments. But we got a blueberry version, and it's topped with cinnamon. It looks absolutely amazing. Although we just stuffed our face with desserts, I'm not even really feeling dessert. I still could go for this because it looks really, really good. All right, there's so much blueberry on here too. All right, let me try this. Oh my. Honestly, this looks much better than both of those cakes, I'm sorry to say. That is delicious. Yeah, the inside does completely taste like some sort of cottage cheese. The blueberries obviously very tart, sweet, and then of course you get that hit of cinnamon as well. I think that I probably would have preferred it without the cinnamon, honestly, because I really like that tart blueberry taste. Yeah, this is good. Definitely my favorite dessert of all the three that we had so far.
Interesting, that dumpling is not sweet. So it is the sauce. So maybe I do need a bit more sauce, but it's really delicious.
That's why I like it, because it's not nearly sweet. I don't like sickeningly sweet desserts.
It's really like tart, and these berries are amazing. So different than anything else I've had before. Like, I don't know, I've never really had dumplings like this. It's delicious. It's kind of like pasta filled with cottage cheese. And yeah, I could even imagine a different sauce on top, and then it would be savory. Really good. We're here at the Basilica of Our Mother of Mercy, and it's pretty much right in the center of Maribor. It opened 124 years ago, and it's a Franciscan church. And let's see if we can go in. So we always like to check out churches and cool buildings like that.
One of the other main attractions here in Maribor is, of course, the Maribor Castle. Apparently the castle was built by Emperor Frederick III between the years 1478 and 1483, for the purpose of fortifying the northeastern part of the town wall. And unlike other castles, it's not at all what you expect when you think of castle. It's not surrounded by a moat, there isn't any big gates anywhere. It's basically smack dab in the middle of the city, which is very interesting. I don't think there's many other castles that we've seen quite like it. It more looks like almost like a church or a town hall or something like that.
You wouldn't walk around thinking, oh, there's a castle.
No. And apparently after it was no longer a castle, it was used by some rich families or something like that. I'm not quite sure for what purpose, but yeah. Not quite the castle that I was expecting, but pretty cool nonetheless.
There's actually quite a lot of festivals in Maribor. Yesterday we were quite lucky because we arrived here on the 13th of February, which was the last day of the carnival. And I think the carnival is quite similar to the one we have in Germany. In Germany it's called Fasching. Everyone dresses up and wears costumes and you eat donuts. So we did buy some donuts here as well, and they were even like giving them away on the streets for charity. And something special about the carnival here in Slovenia is that they have this creature, this monster character that's called Kurent, and he scares away the ghosts of winter, I think, and just winter in general. He's really furry and big and carries around these bells, so he's really loud. And there was quite a lot of people in this current costume, so it was really, really cool to witness that and be here for that.
They actually hold the same event in the south of Hungary near Pest, except in Hungary it's called Bucurás or something like that. And they actually have the exact same costumes and everything. So I was very interested when we got here and we saw those costumes. I really, really liked them. They actually kind of remind me of the Krampus costumes as well, especially because they jangle around the bells just like they did at Krampus. So if you haven't seen our video yet in Graz, we actually attended the Krampus run this past year. So please go and check that out if you haven't seen it, because it's a good one.
And nobody watched it.
And nobody watched it, so please go watch it now.
And speaking of Graz, this city is actually very close to Graz in Austria. They're actually in the same region called Styria, and therefore they have a lot of similarities, and I feel like when I walk around here, it really reminds me of Graz. It just has this Austrian touch, I feel.
Obviously, Slovenia, Maribor has a very long, complicated history. It used to be part of former Yugoslavia. It was part of the Austrian dynasty or Austrian Empire before as well. And you can really see that, as she said, with the architecture, but also the food.
Yeah.
Like, for example, they have the exact same sausage with horseradish that we had in Graz when we were there, but there also is influences from the surrounding countries like Italy. There's a lot of Italian food. There's Eastern European and Serbian food. And we actually just came back from Serbia recently. It's pretty cool to see the similarities in the food and in the architecture.
Yeah, and it's also crazy that this used to be part of Yugoslavia just like Serbia, and I do think Slovenia seems quite different than Serbia.
Very different. So we're now at our final location of the evening, and it's a place called La Cantina. It may seem strange that we're here at an Italian place, but it's actually not that strange because we are in Slovenia, which borders Italy, and Italian food is very popular here. This place also has a local meat platter dish and a few other dishes that are known to this region, so we're very excited to try those. But first, as you can see here, I have a green beer. Now, I don't know if this is a thing in Maribor in general, or maybe it's just this restaurant, but we saw this and we had to try it. Green beer is a thing that people drink at St. Patrick's Day in North America, but obviously this has nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day. It's actually Valentine's Day today, so let's see what it's like. That's actually really good.
Does it taste green?
Yeah. Oh. No, I'm joking. Obviously, how does it taste green? Doesn't taste like vegetables. Yeah. Apparently, this is made from a local craft brewery here in Maribor. They actually have a bunch of different beers from this brewery. I think the brewery is called Pivo Varna or something like that. I'm sure I messed it up. Pivo is... Yeah, this. Pivo is beer, right? So, yeah. It's actually really good, though. Really light, really refreshing. Delicious.
In Germany, especially Berlin, we have Berliner Weisse, where we pour green and red syrup in. This kind of reminds me of that, but I guess it's not going to taste like that. Yeah, it just tastes like beer. I think I read that usually they use like green food coloring, so I don't know why they have green beer here, but I mean, Maribor is supposed to be a green city, whatever that means.
While here in Maribor, we could not resist trying some of the local meats and cheeses. And luckily, this restaurant had this charcuterie board of fresh local meats and cheeses. It looks absolutely delicious. And something we noticed immediately when we got it is that some of the items are very similar to in Graz, where we were earlier, especially this here, which is pumpkin oil. That was something that we didn't really get to try as much as we wanted to when we were there, so we're very excited to try it again. So this meat and cheese board actually comes with 4 different types of meats. It looks like we have some sort of prosciuttos or hams and also some salamis. There's also 2 different types of cheeses, some hard-boiled eggs, some pumpkin seeds spread all over, and also this mixture here, which Ani will tell you about after. But I'm gonna go and I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna start with this first meat here. And also, they give us fresh bread, like steaming hot. It absolutely looks amazing. I got myself a fork. I'm gonna try this here. I don't know what this is. It almost looks like sour cream or kaimak or something like that with pumpkin oil. All right, I'm excited for this. Wow, man, that is freaking delicious. I actually think that the cheese is like some sort of cream cheese. You can definitely taste the pumpkin oil and that very, very strong taste of pumpkin. The meat is nice and salty, but this bread, man, it's so good, so fresh. I can't wait to try some more of these.
So something we have here is called saseka. I'm not quite sure if that's how you pronounce it. And I think it's very similar to the gehackertes in Austria, in Graz or in the Steiermark region that we had in our other video. It's minced lard, apparently with bacon and onions. I have to say last time I didn't love it, so let's see. This stuff is better, I think, and also with this bread, like Brandon said, this is just the best bread in the world. It just tastes like almost like just a fattier minced meat, kind of. But I feel like this one's a lot more meaty tasting, so I kind of enjoy that more. Let's try this oil. That oil is delicious. It tastes so pumpkin-y.
I know. It's like straight liquefied pumpkin.
Yeah, we also got some pumpkin seeds, but the oil just tastes like, yeah, you took the seeds and made oil out of them.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Like you squeezed them and it came out. That's delicious. Yeah, I love this.
I've now constructed the perfect bite with this delicious fresh bread. I took some of that lard spread. I put a boiled egg on top with some of this ham and smoked cheese. One of the cheeses is smoked. So this looks like an amazing bite. I don't think I can fit this whole thing in my mouth, so let's go half. Yum. That smoked cheese is absolutely delicious. Obviously, very smoky. This ham is also very salty. And you've got the creamy egg, a little saltiness from the lard. Perfect combination. This plate is amazing. I'm so glad that we got to try some local meats and cheeses while we were here, because these are really, really good.
So the next dish we have here is pasta, but it's not just any pasta. This is pasta that's from Slovenia and technically Croatia. It's Istrian fuži, which is from Istria. That part apparently belongs to Italy, Slovenia, and Croatia. Mostly to Croatia, but this is very popular here and in Croatia. And this is like, it looks a bit like penne, but actually they cut it into diamonds and then they fold it over. And you can actually see that. And this comes with truffle and I think bacon. And I think there's real pancetta. And there's real truffle on there that they shaved on top. I've never had truffle before like this. Like I'm pretty sure I've only had fake stuff. So I'm excited for this. And this smells delicious.
You can smell it so strongly.
So delicious, so good. The pasta is kind of chewy, like a bit al dente, and so much better than penne, because honestly penne is one of my least favorite types of pasta. This is so good.
As Ani said, this smells so strongly of truffle that it's ridiculous. And yeah, I don't think we've ever had real truffle. We've definitely had truffle dishes before, but usually it's made with truffle oil, and I think a lot of the truffle oil that is sold as truffle is actually not truffle. My God, I'm salivating. This looks and smells so good. All right, let's try to get a little bit of everything. It's steaming too. Wow, that is absolutely freaking delicious. It reminds me of the mushroom risotto that we had with London, which also had truffle oil all over top. Definitely didn't have fresh truffles like this though. It definitely tastes mushroomy, has that earthy kind of taste that you get from fungi. It's got the salty pancetta, in this creamy sauce. And as Anya said, yeah, the pasta is a little bit al dente, exactly how it should be. Oh, this is absolutely delicious. But now we have to move on to our next item.
We also got some house wine, some white wine from Slovenia. And we're actually sitting in this hut, which is really cool. We walked past this restaurant yesterday and saw that there's these Christmas market type huts outside, and we noticed that there's actually people sitting inside them. So we reserved one for today, which is really amazing, especially for Valentine's Day, very romantic. And we have this own little hut for us where we're all by ourselves and we can be as loud as we want, and it's pretty awesome.
All right, our next and final item of this entire food day is this. And this is a farmer's pizza, I guess it's called. So what this has is salami, oregano, chopped eggs, and it also has these little piles of horseradish everywhere, which is by far the most unique pizza topping I think we've ever had. It's also got mushrooms as well. It looks very interesting and it smells absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna take a second to cut this up because it does not come pre-sliced because we are not in North America. So give me a minute. Anya helped me create the perfect slice. She spread a little bit of horseradish on there for me. I've got an egg, I've got the salami, all the ingredients all in one. So let's try this out. The horseradish is pretty concentrated, so I'm gonna go easy on this. Whoa. Definitely unlike any other pizza I've ever had. Obviously the pizza itself is pretty typical, but that horseradish is what changes it up completely. It's not really spicy, much like the one that we had in Graz. It's got like a tiny bit of a kick to it, but it doesn't shoot in the back of your nose like some horseradish does. But I think it's a really nice accompaniment to the pizza, actually. Let me get some of this egg. Can't say I've ever had egg on pizza before, but the creaminess of the egg, the saltiness of the ham, the creaminess of the cheese, the sauce is a little bit sweet. It's a really good combination, surprising. Horseradish and egg on pizza, who knew?
That's so interesting, that's so unique. With the horseradish, I've never ever thought of putting horseradish on a pizza. Now Brandon is the one that wanted pizza with the boiled egg. That wasn't my first choice. Let's see. It's actually a lot less weird than I thought it would be. I feel like it's fine. And this pizza, the dough and the crust, is just super good. Yeah, this is almost like, well, not quite, but putting the meat platter on a pizza and adding horseradish. And horseradish is really popular in Graz and in the Steiermark region. So it's almost like a combination of Italian and Austrian and its Slovenian touch. It's perfect. We do have to admit that it was a bit hard to find truly Slovenian restaurants in this city. I think Ljubljana has way more, but here in Maribor, there's just so many, I don't know, Italian or Bosnian or Austrian kind of restaurants. Maybe not Austrian, but that kind of food. Tomorrow we're going to Ptuj though, which is the oldest town in Slovenia, and I think we're gonna have more luck there. So make sure to subscribe so you'll be able to see more delicious food in Slovenia. And it's supposed to be very pretty there too, so don't miss it. This is the end of our first day in Maribor. We really loved it, and I think it's actually a lot prettier than I anticipated, and yeah, it's just beautiful, and the food was amazing. I think the pasta at the end was probably the best pasta I've ever had in my life. And tomorrow we're gonna go to one more town, so really excited for that.
So if you like this video, please do us a favor, give it a like, write us a comment, tell us your favorite Slovenian food, and by far the most important thing is to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. For now, that is it, and we will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.